Let's talk about matching and mirroring for life coaches. The most important key to gaining instant rapport with another individual, therefore, is to make ourselves like them. One way we can do this is to match and mirror their words, 7%, tonality, and physiology. Another important point to remember is that rapport is not some new technique that we are learning here for the first time. The state of rapport is something that occurs quite naturally on a regular basis during our communication, without any conscious effort on our part. What we are seeking to learn here is how to actively and rapidly create a state of rapport with another individual whenever we choose. If another person becomes aware that we are actively using specific techniques to create the rapport state, then it is highly likely that the state of trust and responsiveness will be lost. Thus, we will have a higher success rate if we match and mirror the most unconscious elements of the other person's behaviour during the communication. Somewhat conveniently, the elements of communication that are most outside our conscious awareness are our physiology and tonality, which also conveniently together amount to 93% of our communication. Thus, by matching and mirroring the physiology and tonality of the person, we are communicating with what we can make ourselves most like them, and thus generate rapport without their becoming consciously aware of the process. Remember that subtlety is the key, matching and mirroring a faint reflection of the other person's behaviour so that it does not become obvious to them consciously. We can also match and mirror the words that are used by the person we are communicating with. This will obviously be more inside their conscious awareness, but will add to their rapport as using some of the same words is a natural part of conversation. Let's first of all consider some of the parts of the person's physiology that we can mirror. An exhaustive list is far beyond the scope of this section. There are infinite subtle elements and nuances that we can match and mirror if we only have the sensory acuity to notice them. Here are a few suggestions. Posture. Are they sitting, standing, kneeling, or slouching? Are they relaxed or tense? Are they leaning in any particular direction? Are their legs or arms crossed? Are their hands in their pockets or holding an object? Is their head tilted in a certain direction? Are their feet together or apart? Gestures. Do they gesture with their hands in a particular way? Do they gesture with nods of the head or another body part? Are the gestures large, small, exaggerated or restricted? Are their gestures towards a particular person or thing? Do they use gestures to assist in describing objects or locations? Facial expressions. Humans have 53 facial muscles, which contribute to, in varying degrees, to a myriad of nuances of facial expressions we're capable of. If you have enough sensory acuity, you will be able to distinguish facial expressions far more exquisitely than I can describe here in mere words alone. As a rule of thumb, if you observe it, you should be able to match or mirror it. Obvious areas of the face to consider are the brow. Is it wrinkled or smooth, raised or lowered? The mouth, including the lips, teeth and tongue. The bridge of the nose, wrinkled or smooth. The eyes, the cheeks, the cheekbones, the jaw. And also look for the facial symmetry or asymmetry. If you want to find out more about facial expressions, you can learn all about lip corner pullers, nasolabial deepeners, and lip puckerers by studying the facial action coding system, or FACS. Blink rate. Not an obvious part of physiology to match, but some may say it can be more powerful than one would think in establishing rapport, and it's very far outside a person's consciousness. Breathing. Rate. Is it slow, shallow, slow and deep? Location. High in the chest, low in the stomach, or a midline of the torso. Pattern. Is it regular or irregular? Avoid matching the breathing of a person with a respiratory condition such as asthma. distressing for them and unhealthy for you.